Fartcoin, actually, I made a separate layout of Fartcoin. So Fartcoin I also talked about in the channel earlier. So I'd said I had this alert on weekly demand, which I said in my last analysis, but there was something about this that reminded me of PopCat, and I didn't do that comparison back then. But I did have a look at it today just to see. So we've got, comparing here, we've got the weekly on PopCat, which you can see is actually reasonably similar to just this top section on Fartcoin, even but on a much lower time frame. And you can see that sort of running down, same as this is running down. And in fact, both of them are quite similar sort of retest levels, retesting the start of this consolidation. But then on the lower time frame, let me put this on the 12-hour on PopCat. I think this is kind of what I was saying, that again, this just slow grind up, tried to fall off, and then a final push. So again, slow grind up, slightly different, and then, you know, a fall off, and then the final push. And this is more of a distribution on PopCat, but and it's slightly more blow off top on Fartcoin. Oh, sorry, not even blow off top, but blow off top to some extent, and then now consolidating. It's not a massive sell off. But yeah, so I'm less surprised that this weekly level hasn't held, and that was the risk at that point. My cigarette keeps going up. But yeah, just be aware, obviously, then. So, you know, if this does follow the same as PopCat, what you're looking at is the possibility of a short. So I haven't actually put the alert on yet, but this is, you know, potentially still a relatively risky short, but potential short entry on that daily or around the daily or 12-hour supply in there would be sort of similar to what PopCat did, but you would want to see it come up, you know, quite slowly, similar to PopCat. And PopCat ended up with a weekly supply, or a 2-weekly supply actually, so it flipped these zones. So maybe this would be better if it comes a little bit lower first, and then potentially flips a weekly supply at the same time. But yeah, just be conscious of this, yes, that while it's got weekly demand, while it's still bounded again by this daily or even this 12-hour, you know, in this consolidation after the last move up, that, you know, if it doesn't hold pretty soon now, then we could see a retest and a bigger drop down into the zones below. So yeah, that's something to just be aware of on Fartcoin.